Kia ora, my friends. I have Markie with me right now. So, hey Markie.
Hello.
I wanted to just follow up on our previous vlog, which some of you kind of connected with, which is kind of all about like what's going wrong rather with men right now in terms of mental health. And if you think about the statistics for suicide right now, it's mostly our young men who we're losing around the world. And you know, New Zealand, this is a big problem, right, Markie?
Huge.
And a huge problem in the UK too.
World, I think.
Right.
The
So
westernized world.
yeah. So yeah, let's go here. So we just wanted to kind of walk and talk, and yeah, just think about like how do we. Yeah, I don't know really. There's a couple of things I have in my mind really. One, I was just saying to Markie now, one is that I'm really fascinated by people who are coming up to prominence now. People like men, particularly men who are doing that right now. So Gary Vee for me is someone I admire, respect, and I'm really fascinated by as a person because of his kind of super hard work ethic, his kind of alpha male stance, and yet the other side is that he's so big on pushing for kindness and compassion and all of these things that are often considered soft skills, right, Markie?
Yeah, and I'm not so aware of.
You're not so aware, but you've heard me going on about him a bit. But I think, and then that thinking about that and thinking, well, maybe he's the new male that's coming through. Maybe he's the next iteration. Yeah, the next prototype. And then I thought, well, actually, then in that case, I wonder if trans men are like the ultimate men. You know, so trans men who were people who were assigned female at birth. I'm obviously, you guys know, I'm a gender identity specialist psychotherapist. So is Markie, and we co-founded Taranaki Transgender Assessment and Counselling. We will do more on that. I think just in our lives offline we talk about it a lot, and I haven't actually done much for you guys. But so you know, for me, I just thought, well, maybe the trans man is the kind of ultimate guy then, you know, because you know that's a person who's had the experience of being in a female body and then moving into a fully male role and experience and their actual true selves. So maybe that's the ultimate. But anyway, I don't know whether you have any
huge question.
I know it's kind of a bit crazy, but I mean yeah, it's just got me thinking really.
I mean, I guess, you know, I think some will, and some will probably be the opposite. I mean, I know certainly a lot of trans women struggle to kind of find their way.
Of course.
Kind of
yeah. I mean, we're thinking here of the people, the older people that we see, not so much the kids. The kids that have it a bit easier because, of course, just in terms of physiology and the way we develop physically as human beings, if you transition as a person, as a human being, when you're a bit younger, it's obviously, you know, you're more likely to, so they say, pass better. You know, you'll look like there's been nothing, you've had nothing but that experience your whole life. But for many of our patients who we've worked with and clients who we've worked with over the years, of course, you know, they've not been born at a time where it was so accepted, you know. So yeah, so when Mark says that, I just wanted to.
I mean, I've worked with one particular trans guy I worked with that was incredibly masculine. I used to feel like Judy Garland when I was with this guy.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
And but I mean, I'm just curious about that interchange. I mean, I suppose it's like anything binary. When we, you know, do we kind of then go deep into that? So some of the trans guys I've worked with are like maybe more hyper masculine, maybe in a way.
I think it's a bit like the trans women that are you know, very ribbon and
hyper feminine. Exactly.
So I think it's so much variation.
Yeah.
It's difficult to.
But I think it's interesting that people are so like, you know, people are so quick to judge the whole, you know, not everyone, of course, and none of you watching this, of course, but you know, the people who we encounter who are kind of like, yeah, trans is bad, and you know, that we don't understand, you know, they just don't understand it. And it's like, actually, maybe that's the way we need to be. Maybe that's actually the best.
Or come from a place of not understanding.
I mean, no. I mean, what I mean is actually maybe transgender human beings are the ideal human beings.
Oh, I see. Right.
Because actually they've experienced both experiences, you know. When we think about other cultures that don't have maybe the concept of transgender but have like twin spirit or
a lot of insight.
Exactly. Incredible insight.
I've spoken to trans women that have been, you know, dumbfounded at the different ways people treat them when they're
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's
somebody
a huge
that was
one.
in the business world, and they found that when they transitioned, people would have stopped listening to them.
Oh wow, that's so
People
interesting.
People would have listened, would have sought their opinion.
Yeah, wow.
We're really not interested in hearing what they have to say.
Oh, wow. So that was their experience in their female presentation. In their, oh wow, that's so interesting. Where if I had a patient who I worked with for 4 years who was really uncertain, and I loved this patient of mine so much, so dear to me, and we went through so many phases and experiences, and it was really an interesting body of work with working, and a real privilege, of course, as it always is as a therapist. But what I found with that person was that it was more a case of they were like victim of their own success. They were successful in their male role, in their male expression of themselves, and they were also successful in their female presentation. They really weren't sure, and actually it was kind of amazing. Like, so the opposite of what you had, your patient's experience of not being listened to, this person was amazing, and like they were completely shocked that they could still do their male, which was a quite a typically male dominated industry that they were in. And they were just stunned by that. So, it just goes to show that everyone has their own experience in that
so you can't
process.
generalize, really.
No, there's no generalizations at all. But my point earlier, just to be clear, it was just that, isn't it interesting how we're now seeing more trans people, and people are saying, oh, well, why is that? Well, maybe it's part of our evolution. That's kind of what, there's a thought, right?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? So,
I think the thing with Gary V.
Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk.
We were talking about this before.
Yeah, and I
he was
hope you can
saying
hear us,
he
guys. It's a bit
identifies as an
windy.
alpha, but he's also very much he aspires to empathy and kindness.
Yes,
and things like that.
That's what fascinates me, partly. Yeah,
because the thing about alpha males, because I've done a video on alpha.
Yes,
alpha males,
right.
Is that the people, when they talk about alpha males, they usually kind of they might not say it, but they kind of they're usually talking about, they usually mean assholes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. It's kind of code, isn't it?
And,
Sorry, guys. I'll take my shades off. It's very bright, but
and this is,
I know you prefer that.
And this is the whole classic thing that women are always saying, oh, why do I always fall for assholes?
Yeah, right.
One theory is why women fall for assholes is assholes are often alpha males.
Yeah.
And alpha males are dominant.
Yeah.
But it is possible to be strong and have leadership qualities.
Yeah.
Without being overly dominant and without being an arsehole.
Absolutely. And I think
alpha doesn't have to stand for arsehole.
Exactly. I think that's so clever, Markie. And I think you get that pretty right. I think that's why Mark is he's such a great partner for me in business as well as in life. Because it's like, sometimes I think we're like, if we're triaging a patient or something, I think, or even if someone refers to me and says, oh, I'd love you to see my kid, or I'd love you to, as a therapist, I think actually I'm not the right person. I think Mark would be better. And I just kind of intuit that because of the qualities that you have, so that you can lead. You're leading now in the organization that you work with, work in as an employed person. Markie is, is self-employed, works with me in our business, and is also employed as well. So, double. But it's like, I think you have that. You have those leadership qualities, and you have the softer stuff. I loved when we gave a presentation once, Markie actually said, and I hope you don't mind me repeating it here, that he was...
What were you going to say?
Well...
It's too late now.
Yeah, too late now. But that he was really kind of comfortable with his maternal and more feminine side. And when someone said, they tried to correct him and say, oh, don't you mean paternal? And he said, no, I mean maternal. And that was at our gender, the opening event of our of TTAC, which is Taranaki Transgender Assessment and Counselling, our organisation, our clinic and private practice.
In a mother, I sometimes feel motherly towards people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think that's wonderful. And I think more men going forward are, in order to succeed in life, I think that's what we're gonna need to see more of in the men who are leading. And I think that's actually a great thing, really. But yeah, we better round this up, because I'd like to share this with you guys on LinkedIn and hear what you think, really. So sorry, it's very bright, so I'm squinting a bit, my friends. But let me just look at this gorgeous view. Have a look at the scene. I always encourage us all, whenever we get the chance, even if we're just in nature online, just to try and soak it up and breathe So my darlings, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Kia ora. Say bye, sorry Markie, I didn't